Welcome back to computer science class. In the last session, we discussed string library functions, that is strcat and strcpy. Those are discussed in the last session. In this session, we discuss another library function, that is strcmp. strcmp. Here strcmp stands for string compare. strcmp stands for string compare. This function is used to compare two strings. It is used to compare two strings. Used to compare two strings. Then it returns a zero value. It returns 0 if strings are equal. It returns 0 if both strings are equal. Both strings are equal. Otherwise, it returns a non-zero value. If not equal, the strings are not equal, then it returns non-zero value. It returns non-zero value. If there is a two strings S1 and S2, S1 and S2. If S1 is greater than S2, then it returns positive value. If S1 is less than S2, then it returns negative value. Both are non-zero value. If the given strings are same, all characters are same, then it returns 0. Then it is a case sensitive comparison. The function strcmp is a case sensitive comparison. What is the meaning of case sensitive? Here upper and lower cases are treated as different. In a comparison, both upper and lower cases are treated as different. That is, if S1 is computer, it is a string, the first character is in uppercase. Then if it is S2, it is also computer, but the comparison of S1 and S2 returns non-zero value because strcmp is a case sensitive comparison. See here, the first character of a first string is capital C, the first character of a second string is lowercase c, hence it returns non-zero value. See the syntax of strcmp. strcmp of S1 comma S2. strcmp of S1 comma S2. Then this function returns a value, that is the non-zero value if the strings are equal. Otherwise, it returns a, if it is equal, then it returns a 0. If it is not equal, then it returns a non-zero value. Here S1 and S2 are strings, are the given strings. Then strcmp is a function. It is a function. Then this function belongs to the header file string.h. We know that all string handling library functions are belongs to the header file string.h. Hence strcmp is also belongs to the header file string.h. See here, if S1 string have a value computer, then S2 have a value again computer. Then the example strcmp of s1 comma s2, it returns a 0. This function returns a 0 because it compares character by character. It compares character by characters and it returns ASCII difference of the characters. If it is not equal, then it returns ASCII difference of the characters. Here comparison means character by character. Then another one function, that is strcmpi. Another one is strcmpi. strcmp is a string comparison with case sensitive. It compares the two strings with case sensitive, but strcmpi compares two strings without case sensitive. It compares two strings without case sensitive. It compares the character by character. If it is in upper and lower case, both characters are treated as same in strcmpi. That is the major difference between strcmp and strcmpi. In examination, it is asked for 1 mark question. Write the difference between strcmp and strcmpi. There is only one difference between strcmp and strcmpi, that is strcmp case sensitive comparison, strcmpi without case sensitive comparison. Then it is a string comparison without case sensitive. Without case sensitive. Without case sensitive. So that is the meaning of strcmpi. See the general syntax. The syntax is also same, but the name of the function is strcmpi. It is a single word. strcmpi is a single word. It accepts two parameters. First one is string 1, second one is string 2. Again, this function also returns non-zero value if both strings are same. Otherwise, it returns 0 if both strings are same. Otherwise, it returns non-zero value. If the strings are same, it returns 0. If the strings are not equal, then it returns a non-zero value. Here also, if the S1 is greater than S2, S1 is greater than S2, then it returns positive number. If S1 is less than S2, then it returns negative number. So these are the two functions used to compare two strings. Both are belongs to the header file string.h. Let's consider the program, lab program. Program to verify whether the given word is a palindrome. Whether the given word is a palindrome. First we have to discuss what is palindrome. Here palindrome means after reversing a word. After reversing a word, the meaning of the word remains same. After reversing a word, the meaning of the word remains same. That is the palindrome. For example, madam. Madam. After reversing the madam, after reversing means we have to interchange the characters. Again, it becomes madam. So it is a palindrome. Then, if it is a gadag, after reversing the word gadag, again it returns the same meaning. That is palindrome. After reversing the word, it returns the same meaning. If it is a sagar, sagar, after reversing, what it becomes? R-A-G-A-S. But it is not a palindrome. Madam and gadag. is a palindrome, but Sagar is not a palindrome. What is the meaning of palindrome? After reversing a word, after reversing a word, it gives the same meaning. It gives the same meaning. That is called palindrome. To perform this operation, we need another function, that is strrev of string. strrev of string. Here strrev is also one of the library function, string library function. It is used to reverse a given string. strrev, it is used to reverse a given string. Used to reverse a given string. It needs only one parameter, that is the string. See the syntax: strrev, single word, then it needs a single parameter, that is the string, and it is also belongs to the header file string.h. Totally, the program palindrome needs three functions. One is strrev, another one is strcpy, another one is strcmpi. How to work? See here. First, we have to read the string S1. We have to read a string. First, we have to read a string. Then, after reading, we have to copy the string. In the second step, we have to copy the string. See here, the second string is S2. After copying the string, we have to reverse the string. Reverse the string. After reversing the string, we have to compare. We have to compare original string with reversed string. Original string with reversed string. If it is equal, if the reverse string returns a 0 value, then both are same, then we say it is a palindrome. What we done here? First, we have to read a string. We have to take a copy of that because the readed string is reversed. To compare the original string, we have to copy the original string to the another string. After copying, we have to reverse any one of them. If the comparison is equal to 0, when the function strcmpi returns 0, if both strings are same, then it returns 0. If the value is 0, then we conclude that given string is a palindrome. That is the procedure. Let's write a program. The problem statement is program to verify the given string is palindrome or not. Given string is palindrome or not. For that, first write the preprocessor statements. Hash include iostream.h. Second one, hash include conio.h. Third one, hash include string.h. Why we include string dot here? Because here we use the library functions, string library functions. Main of the program. Declare the strings. String have the data type character, S1 of 50, S2 of 50. We declare two strings S1 and S2. Here S1 is used to read a string, S2 is used to copy the first string. CLR SCR to clear a screen. Then insert a output statement. Enter a string. It is a string represented in double quotation. Move on to the next line. Insert end line. To read a string, we use cin dot the function get line of s1 comma number of characters, that is 50. S1 comma 50. After reading the string, we have to copy. How to copy? Using a function strcpy s2 comma s1. Why it is s2 comma s1? The content of s1 is copied to s2. So first we write the s2, then s1, because second string is copied to first string. After copying, you have to reverse the string. To reverse the string, we use strrev of anyone. Here we use s2. Because both are same, we have to copy the content of s1 to s2. Either we use s1 or s2. Here we use s2, strre of s2. After reversing, we have to compare. How to compare? If strcmpi of s1 comma s2 is equal to 0. We know that when it returns 0, if both strings are same, then it returns 0. If it is 0, output given string is palindrome. Given string is palindrome. Else, if this expression or condition returns false, that is, it returns non-zero value, then output given string is not a palindrome. Not a palindrome. Get character, then close the main program. So it is a lab program. This is an important program in this chapter. So lab program to reverse to find the palindrome. So here palindrome is after reversing a word. The meaning of the word remains same. For writing a program, we use three library functions. One is strcpy, used to copy the string, strrev, used to reverse a string, then strcmpi. Here better to use strcmpi function to compare two strings, because strcmpi compares without case sensitive. The I stands for ignore. Say strcmp, string comparison without case sensitive. So strcmpi. All string handling functions are belongs to the header file string.h. Just list the program, list the functions belongs to the header file string.h. What are the functions belongs to the string.h? First we discussed strlen of s. strlen of s, used to find the length of an given string. Then strcat S1 comma S2. It is used to concatenate. CAT stands for concatenate. Here the S2 content are appended to the S1, copied to the S1. Then str cpy of S1 S2. It is used to copy the content str cpy. Then strcmp of S1 comma S2. strcmp stands for string compare. Next one is strcmpi of S1 comma S2. It is also used to compare without case sensitive strcmpi. Then next one is strrev of S. It is used to reverse a string. So these are the commonly used string library functions. All functions are belongs to the header file string.h. Let's consider one more program. In a given string, we have to count number of vowels and consonants. In a given string, we have to count number of vowels and consonants. That is the problem definition. To write this program, first we read a string. We know that string is a character array. In a character array, the last character always a null character. Using a for loop, access each character one by one. Then verify if it is a alphabet. How to verify if it is alphabet? Using a function is alpha. Is alpha s of I. So using a for loop, I equals 0, I less than L, I plus plus. What is L here? Length of the given string. You have to access each character. First verify if is alpha. If it is a alphabet, is alpha, then we have to verify whether it is belongs to the vowel or it is belongs to the consonant. We know that vowels are A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. In a given string, the vowels are, it may be in uppercase or it may be in lowercase. For that, after reading the character, we have to convert to uppercase. How to convert to uppercase? There is a function to upper in a character handling. Is alpha is also belongs to the character handling function to upper of s of I. Using to upper function, we have to change all character to the uppercase. Then compare whether the character is belongs to AEIOU. If it is belongs to the AEIOU, then increment the vowel, otherwise increment the consonants. That is the procedure. To compare AEIOU, we have to use the switch. In a switch statement, here we use a function to upper s of I. We know that switch of an expression only have integer type value or character type value. Here it is a character type value. At the same time, we have to convert to the uppercase. Then compare if the character is belongs to the AEIOU. If it is belongs to the AEIOU, then vowel is incremented like this. So in a case 1, we have to write A. In a case 2, we have to write E. In a case 3rd, we have to write I. In a case 4, we have to write O. In a case 5, we have to write U. If it is true, then we have to increment the vowel, then break. In a default statement, we have to increment the consonants. See here, we not insert any break. If the character is matched with any one of the case label, respective statements are incremented. Here vowel plus is a increment operator. If any one of the case is true, vowel is incremented. If the character is not matched with any one of the case label, default case is evaluated. In a default case, we have to increment the consonant. Finally, display vowel and consonant. That is the procedure to find the given character is vowel or consonant. What is the procedure here? First, we have to read the string. Here, string S. After reading the string, we have to find the length. How to find? That is L equals strlen of S. We have to find the length. After reading the length, we have to access each character of a given string. At the same time, verify whether it is a alphabet. It returns a 1. It returns a 1 when given character is alphabet. If it is a alphabet, then we have to convert to the uppercase. At the same time, we have to verify whether it is belongs to the vowel. If it is belongs to the vowel, increment the vowel. Otherwise, increment the consonant. It is the procedure of the program. Let's write a program. Our problem statement is program to count vowels and consonants in a given string. Count vowels and consonants in given strings. First, write the pre-process statements. iostream.h conio.h ctype.h. Here we use ctype because here we use a character handling functions. All character handling functions are belong to the header file ctype.h. Then also include string.h. See the header files required string.h. Then write the program main, under that declare a string character of s of 100. Then under integer data type declare index value and length of the given string. CLR SCR to clear screen. Read a string, enter a string. Enter a string. cin extract. Okay, here we use a function cin dot get line of s comma 100. After reading the string, find the length. How to find? L equals strlen of s. The function strlen, it is belongs to the header file string.h. After reading the length of the given string, access each character from the string. How to access each character? Using a for loop. I equals 0, I less than L, I plus plus. What is L here? Here L stands for length of the given string. Then verify if is alpha of s of I. The given string is a alphabet because space and special symbols and numbers are also characters. But we have to verify here only alphabets, vowels and consonants. For that, first we have to verify whether the given string is a alphabet. If it is a alphabet, then in a switch statement, we have to convert to uppercase, to upper of s of I, because both uppercase and lowercase have a vowels. So we have to convert each character to the uppercase. To upper, it is belongs to the header file C type .h. Then in a case 1, we have to write A colon E colon I colon O colon then U colon. Okay, these are the vowels. If it is true, then we have to increment vowel plus plus break. See here, it needs two additional variables, declare additional variables here. The first one is vowel, initial value of an vowel is 0. Then another one is consonant, initial value of the consonant is 0. It requires two more variables, vowels and consonants. Initially both are 0. If this any one of the case is true, increment the vowel. In a default case, consonant plus plus. If it is true, vowel is incremented. If any one of the case level is not matched with the switch of an expression, then consonant is incremented. Close the switch, close the if, close the for loop. When for loop terminates, finally output first write vowels. Vowels are variable vowel end line. Then one more output consonants are variable name con. Get character, get ch, then close the main program. So it is a program to count number of character, number of vowels and number of consonants in a given string. What we do here, done here, first we write a string, then find the length of a given string, access each characters one by one, verify if it is an alphabet using a function is alpha. It belongs to the header file C type. If it is a alphabet, then convert a given character to the uppercase. Say to upper. If it is a uppercase, if it is in uppercase, then verify AEIOU. If it is an vowel, increment the vowel, otherwise increment the consonant. If all the characters are read, then print number of vowels and number of consonants. This is the last program in your chapter function. Then there is some other functions. The other functions are rand, rand, srand, randomize. These are the other functions. Then these functions are used to generate pseudo random numbers. These functions are used to generate a pseudo random numbers. Here we give a range. For example, we give a range 1 to 50. Using a randomized function, we have to randomly generate a number between the range. So these are the advantage of pseudo random functions. These are also library functions. So rand, srand, randomize. So these are the additional functions. In this chapter, we discuss what is function, types of functions. Then we have to discuss some library functions. The functions belongs to the mathematical header file, functions belongs to the character header file, and functions belongs to the string header files. And also we discuss some lab program. This is the end of the chapter function. Thank you.